Hello everyone, and welcome to my Sister Wives For You channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. The Sister Wives star Kody Brown frequently discusses Meri Brown, who is doing well following their breakup. Kody clearly never thought of Meri as highly as Robyn Brown did. He does, in fact, often try to downplay Meri. She is, however, genuinely flourishing since leaving the loveless spiritual partnership. Maybe he needs to try to persuade the world that Meri is a nasty person because it makes Kody appear less awful, or maybe his feelings are just unclear. In any event, I think Kody went too far in condemning the woman who gracefully resigned from her legal marriage to Kody in order to safeguard Robyn. It's possible that few women made the sacrifice. Although Meri is beautiful and other people see it, Kody is not being pressured to recognize it. Meri is physically attractive, but what really makes her stand out are her character, charisma, ambition, and positive energy. Kody's obsession with Robyn caused him to constantly minimize Meri and point fingers at her. Putting someone down is a warning flag since a secure person will have better things to do. Kody is a human being with valid emotions, but his facial expressions are often nasty, vulgar, and crude. He doesn't seem to understand that he'll come out as stupid to others if he insults several ex-wives. Nevertheless, he should understand this. The man who fell deeply in love with Robyn has been the target of decades of ridicule from Sister Wives fans. When Kody posted about his split on Instagram, a reviewer expressed their displeasure, writing, "I think the Brown family was destroyed because the blonde patriarch with 4 wives had the heart of a one-woman man beating inside of him." Kody tried to keep up his spiritual connections with the others for a while, but all he wanted was Robyn. Unfortunately, that led to a lot of internal conflict for him. He wasn't being real. I feel sorry for him when I consider that. It's hard for me to pretend to feel a certain way when I don't. I don't typically live like that. For years, Kody was forced to support relationships he didn't want to be in. Of course, his head was telling him to end these relationships since he was in love with someone else. How did he compensate Meri for years of work? In one of the most memorable scenes on Sister Wives, he became all too real. In some harsh remarks, Kody, who seemed to be offended by Meri's decision to attend church of all things, summed her up. To exacerbate the situation, he continued by calling Meri boring. This was absurd. I don't think less of Meri because of his amazing comments, but they have often made me wonder if Kody is a good man. That's very startling how unmanly that is. I sometimes see his side of the story, but I don't hear his ex-partners say such beautiful and hurtful things about him. Even though Janelle Brown once pitched a fit at him, I believe the ex-partners were just venting, and I felt her outburst was totally justified. The plural marriage was a nightmare since Robyn was Kody's queen. They required a means of expressing their feelings. Strong emotions should not be kept inside. This can lead to a person becoming psychologically and physically ill. Kody had a real love interest in the interim. This is why I'm always confused by him. Why doesn't he just enjoy being in a relationship? When the Brown family was still united, why didn't he refrain from using such nasty language? The affection he had was something the others looked for and couldn't find. Even though he had it, he came across as extremely resentful, unpleasant, and harsh. When Kody ignores Meri and the other women, I get the impression that he is simply denying himself true happiness. Many people are denied the gift of true love. I often wonder whether he really knows what happiness is. I thought he would be relieved when Janelle, Meri, and Christine left, but he seemed more upset than ever. "You got what you wanted, and you're still complaining?" is how I respond to that, but there may be other facets of Kody's personality that I just don't understand. The hits just kept coming when Kody emoted during a dramatic Sister Wives Season 19 promo. Meri's attitude was clear. It's not divorce that sucks. It's marrying the wrong person. Kody went to considerable measures to reassure Meri, even though divorces are rarely pleasant. She looked like a deer in headlights. In addition to being extremely melancholy, she appeared lightheaded. Once again, Kody had penetrated Meri's visibly brittle emotional shell. Therefore, in order to be fair, I have to consider Kody's point of view. Meri did, in fact, have an affair with a woman who pretended to be a man. It was a catfish, but the drama was incredible. Mary didn't have sex with the love imposter, even though she wanted to. At the time, she thought the scammer was a man. Mary's passion for the false naturally decreased as she realized the truth. He thinks Mary has a history of cheating. Then Kody just stopped talking. Yes, he would act as though he was trying sometimes, but once Mary was catfished, the game was over. Since Kody emotionally left at that point, it was only a matter of time until their relationship ended forever. Mary had a horrible experience since she was misled and everything was made public, but it doesn't change the fact that he evidently thinks she should wear a scarlet letter. That, in my perspective, was the flashpoint, the pivotal moment that endangered them both. However, I think it's a good thing because Mary couldn't really realize her potential until she got out of that mess. She was stuck in a relationship where she was constantly undervalued. After Robin entered the fray, Mary and Kody were barely separated. Regardless of her religious upbringing, he believed she should have broken up with him sooner rather than later. I believe that God does not want men and women to be unhappy in their relationships. Sometimes the best course of action is to break up. In fact, Kody sobbed on screen when Mary left him, and she was perplexed by his sobbing, as she called it, believing that Kody had orchestrated their split. She basically just stared at him in wonder as he wiped away the tears. Robin typically opens the floodgates, but this time it was quite different. Kody's emotional breakdown was being watched by the entire world. It's difficult to determine if he was exaggerating his feelings to give onlookers a glimpse of his sensitivity or whether he was being genuine. Kody can be the victim at times. It is impolite to say that he is trying to win sympathy, but who hasn't done it before? It happens. It's a person. He claimed to be very good with her moving on. This seems more accurate, and is one sign that he displayed at the peanut gallery during the same heartbreaking scenes. Kody may have been upset that she persevered despite the fact that his actions over the years had alienated her. Even though his signs were very clear, she continued to follow her spiritual relationship. When she finally let go, there was a lot of happiness. I was sure she would be happier without him, even if it took her a while to get to a better place. Many Sister Wives watchers were probably happy when she bailed out. It was incredibly hard to watch her try to connect with a man who just didn't want to make it work. Above, Mary plays with her female friends in Cancun while soaking up the sun. I mean, she's happy inside, and she did find the nicer area I mentioned earlier. Despite her sensitive nature and occasional outbursts, Mary is generally exhibiting greater bravery and vitality than in the past. That suggests a readiness to fight for one's own enjoyment. Kody hasn't made any fresh on-screen announcements in a while, claiming to. That's quite nasty of you to say. He tried to soften the comment by adding that he would always love Mary, but in actuality, he didn't seem to be in love with her at all. It's unsettling, gloomy, and apprehensive to hear this stuff. It's like exploring a dark jungle full of terrifying creatures. Mary needed to get out of the wilderness. I've experienced my favorite dream a few times in my life, which involves becoming Supergirl and flying over a calm landscape. I look down from the sky and see my loved ones waiting for me in a valley, waving at me. The valley is stunning, so lush and green. On the ground, everything is beautiful and safe, even if I am excited to be flying. Ideal. I have the best of both worlds, exhilaration and emotional stability. Because that dream is so rare, I always hope I could have it again. In truth, everyone is looking for that valley, a secure location where they may land and where others are willing to encourage, adore, and thrill them. Kody and Mary could never make it there. Now she can. It's not easy, but I'm confident she can discover it. Even if we can sometimes find peace in the realm of dreams, I think Mary is enjoying that type of peace outside, even when she is by herself. I'm supporting her. I hope Sister Wives Kody Brown finds serenity as well. Sister Wives actors Kody and Janelle Brown have welcomed their granddaughter, a daughter of Maddie and Caleb Rush, as per Maddie's Instagram post. However, Kody had previously made a point of disparaging Janelle Brown, and I believe that his inappropriate remarks were motivated by guilt. Emilia Estelle Brush is the baby of Maddie and Caleb Brush, and Kody and Janelle are probably overjoyed to be celebrating her arrival. Joining forces in their love for a lovely child seems like a great way for Janelle and Kody to embrace life after their breakup, especially after everything they've been through. It's much worse than continuing to spew shit on camera, in interviews, or on social media. Breakups can be challenging and emotionally draining. The sister wives' on-screen altercation in Coyote Pass serves as an example of Kody and Janelle's tension as ex-partners. Having struggled financially, Janelle wants her ex to sell the land and pay her back. The same is true with Mary Brown. Not much peace, but maybe, just maybe, the child of Maddie and Caleb might reconcile the former lovers. To see the cute baby above, check see Maddie's birth announcement post. The grounded and outdoor-minded Janelle was clearly not on the same level as the future owner of Tata Farms, and Kody had already made it clear that he had issues with her. As a matter of fact, he suddenly called the woman who did her lot to aid the Brown family, just as he did, lazy. Why this unreasonable outburst? Well, he felt she was being too critical of his stringent COVID-19 rules. He seemed to think she was making a big deal out of something that wasn't really that bad. It's interesting to note that Peyton Brown later claimed that Kody never received a coronavirus vaccination, effectively implying that Kody was hiding out even after a vaccine was made available. He stated in full, "I think Janelle is full of sh*t, and this is why she's full of sh*t. Because the kids aren't seeing each other all the time anyway." Kody believed that he had done nothing improper. Because he fell in love with Robin, he is certain that he is being persecuted. He feels that he is unable to get the acceptance of the ex-wives because of the alienation he caused them with his true love affair that resulted in marriage with Robin. This appears to be one of the main causes of paranoia. He doesn't trust the ladies who have been trying to find their places in an increasingly unequal plural marriage for decades. Robin and Kody were faithful to one another, while the other spouses, especially Janelle, whom Kody often turned to for advice, had to deal with a great deal of emotional upheaval. What's confusing is calling the woman he talked to a lot a full of sh*t, who was his sounding board, due to her common sense. That's not how she looked on TV at all. Instead, she seemed exhausted by the responsibilities of being a single mom. Perhaps since he felt bad about how he treated her and his other wives who weren't Robin, Kody was searching for someone to blame. Janelle had a tough life regardless of whether the kids were seeing each other all the time or not. Kody ultimately needs a very feminine lady who respects his emotions and gives him the freedom to take charge. That's how he responds to it, and Robin typically does too. Perhaps that's why Robin got the big upgrade engagement ring. Janelle's more straightforward and grounded manner was a great contrast to Robin's sometimes ridiculous magical thoughts and feelings. Janelle was his go-to person for calm advice, but she struggled to remain composed during the pandemic. It was an extremely unpleasant time for everyone, and she felt alone since too much was happening. Kody makes no effort to conceal his feelings for Janelle. That might have been another factor in his rage. Maybe he felt that their relationship was failing and that after the outbreak, nothing would be the same. The strains they were under were too much for their friendship to bear. Kody later asked for healing, mentioning his with the woman he disparaged so often. These contradictory messages seem to indicate a lot of internal misunderstanding. Given his later words, it is likely that he put her down out of regret. He knew that he was alone with another woman as she tried to raise her children without a male to help her. If she didn't live up to his strict expectations, she would most likely feel quite alone. The early days of the epidemic were strange. As we all likely remember, there was a crazy rush for toilet paper and everyone was in a panic. I did too. On some level, Kody must have been aware of this and felt bad about cutting off communication with Janelle and his prior spouses who weren't Robin. Without a doubt, some guilt seeped in. He has an obligation to protect those women. Kody is the patriarch. Instead of acknowledging that he felt terrible about sometimes leaving them alone, which was probably the case, he managed to assign the guilt to them. Reversing it, he implied that Janelle was overstating the circumstances. Sister Wives star Janelle Brown isn't known for making things up. She usually tells it how it is. Later on, he might have discovered that she was a pleasant conversation partner and that their conflicts might force her to interrupt him. he didn't seem to be comfortable with it. He even talked about trying to patch things up with Janelle. It's probable that some actual healing may occur now that they are grandparents marking the birth of a newborn, and Kody and Janelle are in severe need of that. Both are decent individuals, and if the sister wives' ex-partners can get past obstacles like Coyote Pass that separate them, they could have hope. Sister Wives star Mary. Why I think the future Worthy Up owner could never compete with Robyn. Introduction. The untold truth behind Meri Brown's struggles. In the world of sister wives, drama is never in short supply, but one of the most complex relationships remains the one between Meri Brown and the other wives, especially Robyn Brown. Fans of the show have watched as Meri's journey within the Brown family has been filled with heartbreak, misunderstandings, and deep emotional challenges. But the real question many are asking now is, why can't Meri compete with Robyn? Meri Brown, the first wife of Kody Brown, has always been at the center of the family dynamic. However, in recent years, her relationship with Kody has deteriorated, and it's become clear that Robyn, Kody's fourth wife, has taken the primary position in Kody's heart and life. This article will explore why Meri, despite her long-standing history with Kody, can never truly compete with Robyn's place in the Brown family. Chapter 1. The dynamics of Meri and Kody's relationship. Can a first wife ever be replaced? Meri Brown's relationship with Kody Brown has always been a complicated one. As the first wife, she holds a unique position within the family, but her relationship with Kody has been strained for years. From the emotional disconnect to Kody's increasingly distant behavior, Meri's story has been one of deep personal pain. The beginning of their relationship wasn't perfect, but it was genuine, and Meri was once Kody's most cherished partner. But over time, things changed. When Robyn entered the picture, Kody's attention shifted, and Meri seemed to take a backseat in their family dynamic. Even after Kody's divorce from his previous wife, Christine, Meri remained a constant figure in the background while Robyn flourished in her role as Kody's primary partner. In this chapter, we explore how Meri's emotional journey with Kody could never truly compete with the fresh, intense bond Kody shares with Robyn. From the moment Robyn entered the picture, it became clear that the dynamics shifted in a way that left Meri struggling to maintain her place. Chapter 2. Robyn's position. Why Kody will always choose her. Robyn's position as Kody's favorite wife is no secret to viewers. While Kody has been in a polygamous marriage with multiple women for years, it's Robyn who has come to hold a unique spot in his heart. She has been portrayed as the one who is most aligned with Kody, emotionally and even physically. Her relationship with Kody appears to be stronger, more harmonious, and in many ways, deeply satisfying for both parties. But what makes Robyn so special? For one, her ability to connect with Kody on a deep level, especially after the dissolution of his other marriages, has allowed her to become the cornerstone of his emotional life. Robyn's children from her previous marriage have also become part of Kody's family in a way that solidified her place in the Brown household. Despite Meri's long tenure with Kody, Robyn's emotional bond with him appears to have surpassed Meri's. This chapter dives into how Robyn's unwavering presence in Kody's life, her emotional understanding of him, and her ability to play a role in his business ventures have made her irreplaceable in Kody's world. Chapter 3. Meri's struggle for relevance. Why she could never fill Robyn's shoes. Meri Brown has made attempts over the years to find her place again, but it has been a long and difficult journey. Even with her business ventures, such as her Worthy Up clothing line and her efforts to build a new life outside the family, it's clear that Meri is still searching for something, perhaps validation, maybe even love from Kody that she's never fully received. While Meri has tried to reinvent herself as a strong, independent woman, her efforts can't seem to compete with the emotional foundation Kody and Robyn have built together. Their bond is undeniable, and no matter how hard Meri tries to gain Kody's affection or attention, Robyn seems to be the one who truly holds Kody's heart. This chapter will explore the emotional toll that being overshadowed by Robyn has taken on Meri. Despite Meri's strength and resolve, she seems to have never been able to reclaim the central position she once held in Kody's heart. Chapter 4. Mary's Worthy Up venture. Can she ever escape Kody's shadow? One of the most significant attempts Mary has made to carve out her own identity is her Worthy Up brand. The clothing line was her attempt to gain independence, break free from the confines of her role in Kody's family, and take charge of her own life. For a while, it seemed as though Mary was making strides in building something personal, something beyond the family drama. However, Worthy Up is not without its own set of challenges. Despite its potential for success, Mary's personal and emotional struggles, particularly her strained relationship with Kody, have sometimes overshadowed the brand's potential. With Kody's favoritism toward Robin, Mary's endeavors have always felt like they were constantly under the microscope of the family dynamic.